Salutations! This is Where 1974 again, and I'm bringing you part 2 of Tentacle's Secret of the Stars. And you just noticed that one of my companions is sleeping in my house. I didn't invite him. Okay, so let's go ahead and advance the story. So, what I'm doing right now is basically going this little passage in the mountains. And I have to defeat a monster inside the volcano. So I did level up a little bit from my last video. I'll probably have to make this series segmented so you're able to level up my characters accordingly. As I mentioned about the XP situation, it looks like it's not working, so I'm going to have to think of some other way to advance my characters. So these stats right here are not too bad. They don't give much XP wise, at least in the beginning of the game. Oh, an old geezer. The chosen one. That prejudice means that my party members, at least myself, Ike, can pass through yellow gates, and the other party members, well, the ones apparently making a tent in my house, can pass through the green gates. Maybe doing that now and then. Not particularly necessary though, but... And here's the swap feature. I might as well wake him up, kick it out of my mother's house, and check on that green gate. Mind you that he does have better equipment than my main character, but he cannot cast any magic. So it's better off buying him some healing items and some indoor items. Especially the indoor items. And basically get a few items from this volcano because you're not definitely not coming back here once you're done. And we'll see that very soon. It's also worth noting too as well that the mazes you need to go through in this game are actually quite long. So you need to be pretty much prepared before you venture out. Pigmen. They do exist. And they do give good XP. And there's no sense talking to that guy again with this character because it pretty much says the same thing. My rat tail. That just pretty much gets you out of dungeons. Can be useful. Can't be. And sometimes it doesn't even work at all. So that bad slime I just killed, he can poison you. And I don't have any defensive type items with me to counteract the poison. I could equip the item from town, but I would lose some defense. And there we go, he opened up the green gate. And it's worth knowing too as well, if you switch characters at this point, that the green gate will come back. So you can't open up the gate with this guy, switch over, and have your main character pick up the chest. It doesn't work that way. And I got Plum Plum. That's pretty much like a healing item. And I can now get swap back and get my main character to go up the ladder, or stairs, or whatever that's called. And I do really wish at this point I do have some kind of male character who will help me with the fighting, but it won't be anytime soon. Antidote, that's useful. There we go, here's the slime family. And the first thing has to go is the bad slime, and then I'm poisoned. So it was a good idea I picked up that antidote from the chest. And poison in this game is actually quite deadly. Rumble Rumble. That's from the volcano. And this part of the game is probably what I really hate the most because it's quite long. And the enemies do jump in difficulty once you get to a certain point in the volcano. And lots of ladders to climb. And there goes the rattling from the volcano. Seriously, who lets a mother let like a 12 or 13-year-old venture into the world? Of course, that's pretty much common in Japanese role-playing games. And here we are at the top of the volcano. Just go take a look around, make sure I'm not missing any treasure chests or any potential upgrades for my survive ability. And so far, no enemies. And why would any enemies hang around the top of the volcano? I do wonder. Hang around the volcano, I'm gonna play, I'm gonna jump off. And nothing's around, so let's proceed. Now, this part is a pain in the ass. There is a healing station coming up, but it's far off. And not only that, the monster frequency is insane. They do give you a lot of XP right now, or at least this point junction, but they come up dramatically. And you need to save your magic points because they do not get fueled up once you do get healed. You can see the goblins there and the pigman give you some nice XP. So it's actually a nice place to hang out and you level up. But it does get repetitive. And the goblins never come alone. And it was probably a good thing too that I did buy some bread from town. And my main character has to defeat the boss here because my other character David cannot pass the yellow barrier. And I get a nice spell called Flee. So if you can't run from the enemies, cast Flee. Or at least Flee level 1 anyway. Well, I pretty much don't flee for enemies at this point, but there is an enemy that I do flee. Just to preserve some magic points. And right now, at this point, the only way to get my magic points back is pretty much go back to town. And in my town, I mean my house, my bed, because there's no inn in the town. Oh, if there was, I pretty much don't care about it. And the pigmen flee. And you just noticed there from the treasure chest, I got what's called a normal hat. That's a nice little armor. But I don't need it because I already got it equipped. As I mentioned before, the enemies come out. Oh, there's Capu. How come he didn't join that part of it earlier? But he goes down quite nicely. Since the last time I fought him, it was back in good old level 2. Do. And there's Bone. And it takes 2 rounds to defeat him. It doesn't really do anything, except it hits a little bit harder, but not too much. And there's old Pigman. And Goblin, apparently his mouth is about the size of his body. Imagine meeting him in real life. He'd probably eat a cow outright. And Fensiberry, that's mighty useful for leveling up my character. And more goblins. And basically here's the boss room, but we're not going to talk to him. What we're going to do, see that bed over there? We're going to sleep on it. And that's what we do, we sleep on enemies' beds. Because we're Ike. And we're an adventurer. And we sleep on strangers' beds. Just for kicks. As I mentioned earlier, you do get your HP up, but you see there, my magic points did not go up. Because it wasn't a good bed. It has to be a specific bed to sleep on. So I gave it 2 stars out of 5. So what I'm doing next is that basically I want to try to get one more level here because I'm not really too comfortable at my current level to go against that boss. I could probably try it out, but it shouldn't take too long, and I do have the necessity to get my hit points back from that bed, so why not take it to your advantage? Ooh, critical hit. I just brush it off. Dr. Gary. Got some mad scientist. And it's kind of early in the game to fight a mad scientist. Maybe we should come in later. In any case, there he is. And he appears to have some kind of flamethrower at the back of him. Oh, he's not really taking much off me. And that's what heroes do. We beat up old men. Kicks. And he's not going to notch him on a flamethrower either. I probably should have gotten when I was level 7. Blowing gas. Oh, there we go. So he fires fire and poison at me. I probably should have gone when I was level 7. But wait, it is not done. Or what is he planning? Okay, that is not a good word to say, especially when you're inside a live volcano. And explosions everywhere. Now that old man I was beating up, that was really nice for him to die like that. Especially for a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. But wait. Is this the end of the game? Am I dead? Or is one of those dream sequences? It looks like I'm on top of a plane. And there's David. He survived. Bison? Home cruise? Homie? They should call the main character Dick. Ike versus Dick. But in case here I'm on a biplane, what we seen for in earlier the video. This is where we're going to land. Open space, apparently. And there's Mr. S. Save, or Uncle Save. So, it looks like I have to find 11 Costeras. And we're also building a town. Because the other town that we went to was destroyed. It was Lakador from the volcano. And apparently the main character is not worried about his mother. Who cares about your mother dying, you know, it's just... Now I got no family. What are you gonna do about Mother's Day now? Who are you gonna send a card to? Right, Mom? From Lakador? Oh, that's right, she's dead. And there's David sleeping in the tent. Probably will be using him for a while. And this is going to be a really big town. Look at all the space there. And look at that, a town. A ruined town. A bleak town. And town's called Wind. Perfect name for a town, because all here is just wind. Bad. Well, that's a good name. He's definitely bad. Very old. Should be destroyed, just like a town. Everything should be destroyed. An item shop. And bread. Good old cinnamon bread. Don't let me down. And that's like a repel spell. And that's like armor. I got better armor on me, but I will buy one anyway. lots of plum-plums. And you see there, 2 points drop from defense, so definitely not going to equip that. What do you have to say, old man? Far to the south. Guess where I'll be going. So there's not much in this town except I have to do one thing. I have to get some kids. Because this 12-year-old likes 8-year-old kids. Don't ask me why. But what do you have to say? A girl with a mysterious purpose. Listen, buddy, I have to destroy this home cruise and I have to worry about some girl with a mysterious purpose. Oh, you got me tongue-tied now. And here are the kids. Should I help him? No, I don't want to. Go away. Nah, I can't do that. I'm too nice. I'm Ike, the powerful. So what they're going to do now is basically they're going to go to the town building, and they're going to hang out there. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to segment this video, and when we come back we will proceed with Ike's adventures against home crews, or rescue Tina, whoever comes first. Alright, then here we are. So we're outside town, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the town. And a town with a cute name, Bee Gees. No relation to the rock group there, but the enemies here are a little bit more stronger. I'm going to need some help. And apparently, lots of dogs in this town. To the animal, not the people. So we'll now go to church and pray. And, oh, that's nice. Get him! So there's basically mini-bosses. I got to fight some bad men. They're very bad because they got swords. And swords are bad. They don't bother carrying any guns. Maybe they're not, the guns are not invented yet. And they're pretty much wussies. And the bad men are taken down. Looks like I rescued the priest and somebody else apparently. They use a dog pill to change everybody to dogs. That's very bad with them. And there's Tina, the mysterious girl, and apparently a comrade. And she came a penion, a penitent. Yeah. So it looks like she's gonna be joining me to my adventures, and that's what we need. A 12-year-old boy and 12-year-old girl. At least they look like 12-year-olds. Look at them. They look like 8-year-olds. So, Tina, the worst part of it is she's at level 1. That's great. And the worst part is I can't really upgrade her because I can't buy any equipment in this town because they're all dogs. Lovely. But I did pick up a few items from my misadventures. And with her in tow, I really can't go after the bad guys yet because she's not going to survive, but she will be quite useful. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to submit the video again because I have to level her up. This is going to take some time, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, so last time we left, we got ourselves a new partner. And I level her up a little bit, which is enough for her to survive, because there's no way she can survive being level 1. And she also learned some new spells. Not like I'm going to use any of them, I'm only probably going to use one of them, or two. Her free spell and her healing spell. Now the best place to probably level her up is just outside of town, maybe a few levels. Then afterwards, once you get a little bit stronger, you should probably take her out, and of course also Ike, in here, not for some items, but also some equipment. I did went in here thoroughly, just to level her up, or at least both of them up. And I also got some of the chests here, but mainly the one important item that's probably needed is the armor for her. It's the same almost the same one that the hero is equipping. So this is the new enemy here, that's the ghost, and it's not actually worth fighting because you need to save all the magic points you can get, because you get no fill-up MP in this particular cave. So it's probably better off just run away from the ghost if you're not leveling. If you're heading straight to the boss. Wolves here do take some hit points off you, but you just noticed there, they do give quite a bit of XP. I say probably when you're about level 7, level 8 on your Tina, is better off go ahead and take the boss out. Here I got fed up with the ghosts. Now it takes just one magic cast because they're immune to physical hits, of course. It's also worth noting that in the other run, when I did not the one, but when I was leveling her up, I did get an item called Derby. And a Derby is basically, oh look at that, bad guys. A Derby is like a helmet. It's like it's a better helmet than I'm wearing, so I basically equipped that on my fighter. Just because he's going to take the most hits anyway. These guys are okay in such a way, but not as good as the wolves for XP wise. And the reason it's probably the best place to level up is because I really hate fighting those zombies outside town, because they cast what's called stop, and they pretty much stop the character. If two of the characters get stopped, game over. You cannot buy any stop items, cure items, at this time of point, but I pretty much go in the cave anyway. You do find one anti-stop, but well, leveling wise, it's not that practical. Let's talk about, while we're just fighting some creatures here, I want to talk about our character, Tina. As mentioned before, she does get some spells. That's the free spell she just cast, very useful. And it's better than the fire spell that my main character has. And there's also other spells. I mentioned before the healing spell. There's also a slow spell. It pretty much reduces the speed and defense of a character. You're not actually going to use it anyway. And there's also two cure spells. Cure A is cure poison, which is very beneficial. That way I don't have to keep buying those antidotes. And Cure B is, well, I haven't really used it yet. I assume it's probably for, could be time stop, but there we go, level 10. But the thing is, you'll be burning magic points in this game like crazy, because they're all expensive. Yeah, they're expensive, but you don't really much get magic points in this game. Well, at least for leveling wise. So you notice my character got Steel Cane. Now, I made a big mistake before. I should have bought 2 short swords in the beginning. That way she can equip the short sword. It raises her attack power, I think, by 2 points. So that's a big dodo on my part. Did I mention before that the mazes in this game are long? Well, not really mazes, just it takes a long time to get from point A to point B. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. The fast spell. That, of course, you know, increases speed and also increases defense. of who gets first whacks at an enemy. But I haven't really used it yet. There's really no point, especially these kinds of enemies, because they're so weak. Of course, I'm weak too. I always find when I'm fighting the enemies in this game here that I'm always inferior to them. They're always one up better than me. And you make one wrong move, you're pretty much toast. So that pretty much tells you the difficulty on this game here. Basically, the enemies don't hold back. Or the entire human race in this game here is pretty pathetic. There we go, I murdered somebody. And I think about halfway there. Good thing too that before the boss you can get healed up by sleeping on their bed. Of course, I always say practical to sleep on somebody's bed. There, but I was just checking out something there. It's not really that important. Yeah, you notice there, they are hitting her pretty badly, but beforehand they were taking like 5 or 6, even more off her. Without that certain armor that I found pretty much near the end boss. And just to conserve magic points, I bought some bread. And you can only get 4 pages of items, so I have to be really careful what items I keep and what items I throw away or sell. And here we are, just outside, which should be very familiar as the volcano that we just walked in around the beginning of the game. Of course, they could change the color palette, but in this here we meet some different enemies. These particular enemies, not as much XP as the wolves, but still nice to go after. However, they are very nuisance. If you see there, they not cast poison, but do inflict poison on you. But I do have some antidotes. Yeah, look, I found one there. And more killer bugs, more poison. Yay! We love to get poisoned. It makes our blood boil. And 60 points of XP is not that bad. And we're just saving magic points here. Just keep mealing because now she's doing some decent damage with the steel cane. And you notice too that I got most of the treasure chests. And you probably noticed just too there that I got a lot of gold. Well, I hate to admit it, I did use some kind of code to get the gold, but I probably won't be needing this much at least this point in time, because there's really nothing to buy that can actually change the outcome of some battles. Sharp hit. And that's your critical hit. You can just see there, Cure A is pretty much your cure poison. And here we go. This is actually where the boss is at. inside this big house at the top of a mountain, apparently. Now here we are at the bad house. And the first one to do is we're actually going to invade his privacy by sleeping on his bed. Well, multiple beds. And what the heck are wolves doing in the house? I'm saying dogs, but... well, XP is XP. Now, the stairs in the right there, if you go there, that is actually where you'll get your better armor for your Tina mage. Well, since I already got it, I don't need to go there, so I'll just keep going straight. And eventually to the boss of the game. Well, at least for this house anyway. And should be just around the corner there. More poisonous bugs. Hopefully they don't poison me. And of course, so my luck is bad. I am not quite sure actually what the luck does in this game here. Not really that important anyway. I conserve as much magic points as I can. I don't think I really need a lot, but you never know. 2 ghosts. Casper and... I don't know, I'll show you the other Casper 2. And apparently they like me. Well, I don't like them. So bug off. Hey, here we go. We're going to talk to the guy. And we should be okay, at least H point wise. Who am I? I am Ike. Did I say Mike? I mean Ike without the M. M for murder. Here we go, bad. And let's see how hard it is. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep meleeing him as Ike and keep casting Freeze 1 as Tina. And we'll keep up this strategy. And apparently he's calling for help, but nobody came because I murdered them all. And 13, that's not too bad. I'm just going to heal her just to be safe side. He does have quite a few hit points, but he's not hitting me too hard. And there he goes. And I reached level 12 and have Repel and Mute. That's right, do not forget Ike, for he is the man. And he's a dumbass. Ugh. So I'm gonna have to do now is I'm gonna have to get the dog pill so I'll be able to cure the town and get the upgrades that my party needs. Aspirin, that's for the game after I've done this, and dog pill is what I need. Got some spicy meatball and leather shoes. And apparently the flies, or whatever, were in leather shoes. I'm probably going to have to put them on Mage because she needs all the armor she can get. I'm not taking too much off of my armor, well, my main carriage at this point. Yeah, good thing. So I took the stairs and let me right out of the cave. So first things first. Pumpkin. Now, there's something that I didn't show you in the video. Is that some of the enemies here can combine and do combination attacks. And they hurt like the dickens. The Pumpkin, and there's one called the Echo Cat, which I don't think I showed you in this video. They combined and they hurt a lot. So I'm just letting you know on the up and up. But in any case, now I have the dog pill. I can cure this town with the infestation of dogs. I mean, seriously, why would Bad, the guy just killed, want to turn these people, these good people, to dogs? Everybody loves dogs. They pee everywhere, they poop everywhere, they say arf arf. But in case, you have to talk to the priest. And he's going to cure the town. Scat the dog pill. So we're naming the pill Scat. Ah, one of the many English errors this game. Now the people has returned. You are quite welcome. So I think there's probably some little bit more time left that I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do one more segment before I end this part. So what I'm going to do now first is I'm going to check the upgrades, because I really need the upgrades, because I suck at equipment right now. Give me upgrades, let's save the town. But I need to clear out my items. Cloth is gone. Show you with a no more hat. Yeah. The Moon Drop is for curing your MP. Oh my god, that's it? That's it? Oh jeez. Well, at least got a good sword. So hold on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this segment, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is going to be a short segment. After I've done my upgrading, call that, I'm actually going to the next segment of the story. Because I still have to fight those thieves. So I'm going to talk to a few people here and see what they have to say, besides the bow wow and all that. And there's Mr. Save, or Uncle Save, his third uncle twice over. Because the next segment, I'm going to have to do some leveling. I can do that on the next part, because I will need a certain spell off my mage there, Tina. And that's the next level of the free spell. Because it will take the enemies down quite nicely, especially the boss. And it's also a little longer segment. But I don't think it's as long as the one I just went in. No, seriously, you think you save this town, you get some better equipment. But something does happen. I do get an extra Posteria. But Ryu, but I'm afraid he won't be joining me very soon. You see, he goes, I believe he goes to the other party, but he won't go there right away. So screw you, Ryu. You and everything else about you. So what I have to do next is I have to go to a house at the bottom left-hand corner, and there will be a cave there that I have to go through, which leads me outside and into a fortress. So while you're reading about him, I'm going to end this part right now because I'm reaching the 50-minute mark, And I have to do some leveling on my characters just inside there. Yes, home cruise. So this ends chapter 2. And this is Where in 1974. I'll see you next time.